All right, so I'm here with Matthew Wolf. We just finished recording a podcast on a series which I am absolutely over the moon about. It's the Ronin Saga, and this is the book one of it. And he sent it to me, and I've just gotten up to volume 4 right now. So hello, Matthew.
Hello, hello. Thanks, John, for having me on.
Yeah, so we talked about a lot of things, but as the people that are mostly listening to this are writers and illustrators as well, what's been your major inspiration in writing, which is, to me, one of my new favorite epic fantasy series?
Thank you so much. I would say, honestly, I find inspiration from reading great fantasy. Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
And, there's getting out, traveling, doing whatever you can, but deep down, just falling in love with your own story. This sounds crazy, but, get a butcher block piece of paper out, light a candle. I used to have a trick where you light a candle, you sit down, you start writing. You can't leave until you blow out the candle. Super weird to sit down, light a candle, then 2 seconds later, blow it out. So do whatever you can, any weird little tips and tricks to fall in love with the world, fall in love with your characters, have someone who can lend an ear because, they can hear you rant and rave about it, and just watch your world grow. So that was one of my big ways.
Absolutely. And then this is, when I started reading the series, this is epic fantasy. And I know we've had other guests on, like with Brandon Sanderson, who's also known for his epic fantasy. But I got to tell you, Matthew Wolf is just like, he doesn't play second fiddle to nobody. So it really is good fantasy. If you enjoy epic fantasy, and the books themselves, here you can see the width of it. So it's a little bit more palatable. For me, I've got time strictures as well. So this helps when I can get through a whole book. Each book is how long? Approximately?
500 pages, yeah. In the beginning, they're super, super quick reads.
Yeah.
As you get deeper in, that's when I've hooked you and you can't stop reading, and it's kind of, becomes your drug of choice and you follow grave.
Absolutely.
At that point, I have your 900-page behemoth, so you're already locked in now. So,
so how can people find you and discover your works?
There's a few ways. The biggest way is MatthewWolfAuthor.com. My Patreon, I have an amazing Patreon community, my little Patreon army that's growing, which is patreon.com/WriterWolf, and it's WRITERWLF. I think a writer has to know how to spell, but we got the spell check. And just howling at the moon too. Last name's Wolf. I'm sure that I'll hear that. Maybe a smoke signal. But those are my 2 biggest ways. So joining, checking out the website, and then of course on Audible we have about 8,000 reviews across the series. So you can listen to a sample, and Tim Gerard is just amazing. Like I said in the podcast, I could listen to him narrate a phone book. So just any which way to get deeper into the world. That's
great. So you'll be able to see the book covers here on this in this short little interview. And otherwise, check him out and definitely enjoy this podcast. It is a really fun, super fast hour.
One of my favorites. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Matthew.